Welcome to Empowering She, everyone. My name is India Rochelle, and welcome to a place where knowledge is power and women inspire, uplift, and teach each other. This week, we've been talking about the law of attraction and finding your purpose. Today is actually really exciting for me. I have Saba Tekle here to talk about her best-selling book that we're going to start reading today after the show called Are You Lost? A Diva's Guide to Find Peace, Passion, and Purpose. She's also the author of the 20 Beautiful Women series, volumes. And as I mentioned in the show before, and in my recent blog entry, she's also someone I call friend. So we're going to be talking to her soon. But first, I want to talk about the book I asked my book club She Reads to look into. And that book was Just Ask the Universe, a no-nonsense guide to manifesting your dreams. This book is what has been called the blueprint to manifestation, and for good reason, because it not only teaches you what manifestation is, but it also helps you to create your own manifestations as well. If you read the book, then you have followed the exercises and you've written out your list of wants and the things you're grateful for. And that's a big step into planting your seeds in the universe and watching them grow. So this book really spoke to me. It didn't ask that I sit with my legs crossed and speak in a weird language or anything, but it did encourage one thing that I felt empowered by, and that is believing in yourself and your universe. And in return, the universe will bless you with everything you ask for. Since I've read this book, things in my life have changed for the better. I've been able to enjoy life, and I can finally see a more desirable future, I guess, to say. And I saw and read The Secret a little over a year ago, and even though it was very informative, it wasn't so great at showing the steps to take in order to create a law of attraction type of mindset. This book does a perfect job of following up with manifestation. It also does a great job at helping you find value in yourself and the things around you. I've met people who seriously just want to change their life and direction, and this book directs you to where you start and where you begin, and I want to congratulate everyone who finished and completed this book. I know that now after you've read it, you feel more confident in who you are, and you have a clearer understanding of how to be the best version of yourself. So, as I mentioned in the beginning of the show, I have Saba Tekle here to discuss our second book club pick that just so happens to be her best-selling book, Are You Lost? A Diva's Guide to Find Peace, Passion, and Purpose. This book is so great because it gives you so many great tools, tips, strategies, and techniques to actually help anyone fix their life. I'm not going to make you guys wait any longer, so hi, Saba, and welcome to Empowering She.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, India, and thank you for choosing that book, and thank you again for having me on your show.
You're welcome. So I'm going to start by asking, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
For one, I hate saying so much. I left from my Toastmasters, and they teach us not to, so excuse guys. I am a publisher. I am a mentor, I'm a best-selling author. I'm a Harvard contributor. And I have co-authored about 3 books, and Are You Lost is actually my first full ebook that I published, and that I'm very proud of because it really, really reflects a lot of the tools and techniques that I've learned and that I apply literally daily to keep the peace, passion, and purpose in me going. And that's pretty much me in a nutshell.
Well, I am beyond ecstatic to have you here because, of course, you're a great role model to not only me, but tons of women out there when it comes to women owning their female superpowers, and also for women who are trying to embody their strength. And all of your books are almost designed to build a type of confidence and courage in a person. And I actually realized that after picking up 20 Beautiful Women last year, and it's been a motivation to me ever since. So I have to ask, when did you see the need to inspire women? Because everyone in the realm of feminism had their time where they felt like they needed to speak up or help in one way or another when it comes to female empowerment. When was yours?
Such a good question. So what I've noticed is that you could be introduced to the same information and hear it from someone else and get something totally different, and a totally different new drive, and a totally different new aspect that makes you want to push and do something again that last person couldn't necessarily do, before.
Right.
So I do find it important that we all should desire to be an inspiration to each other because it all fits well into an aspect of who's going to identify with me as a person, as an individual, or another person. That's what I love again about 20 Beautiful Women that you mentioned is that it's 20 different stories, 20 different people, and it's not meant for me to shine or someone else to shine. It's just for someone to identify with somebody find the inspiration and the courage. So I know my background can aspire and allow people to, immediately identify with me and therefore give them that permission that we're all looking for. So that's what I always love what I do, and I think it's important. So we all look at each other as individuals, as whatever, as personal inspirations, and that no one has done it just like you. You're a unique person, and I'm unique, so I definitely need to contribute.
Wow, that's amazing. And for the new listeners who are just listening in, I wrote about how we met briefly in my most recent blog post. And this woman is phenomenal. She's an entrepreneur in her field, and she definitely has direction and purpose. And for those that know you, Saba, you are kind enough to have shown them and given them the same drive and help them soar with you, like you mentioned in 20 Beautiful Women. And from your positive attitude to your heartfelt energy, you are just contagious. And so let's get to the book, Are You Lost? In the title, D.I.V.A is initialized. And I mean, what does that mean to you? Where does that come from?
At the time, I really wanted to just be catchy, and I wanted to identify with a different crowd of people, because D.I.V.A is something that, of course, when we think of that, we think of Beyonce, we think of singers, we think of women with attitudes, we think of sometimes something negative, and it's all those things in one. And I wanted to switch that because, again, I want everyone to feel like they can be whoever they want to be a diva, but it doesn't have to stand for whatever society has put on it. So what it stands for me was being divine, being inspired, being inspiring, and being vibrant and admiring. It's usually what happens as a result of finding peace, passion, and purpose. As a result, it's all connected to being more divine and actually living that in your everyday life. And then being inspired is naturally, you're also free from all the negativity. And being vibrant is when you shine just as a result of it. And being admired is also a result of being vibrant and inspiring and divine. So it's like it all kind of came together, although I don't think it takes other than that. You would be definitely involved in being beautiful, which I definitely stand for now, 2015. So when people bring that up, I always think, should I take that out? I don't know. But at the end of the day, it's really being beautiful. And being beautiful means a lot more to me. I've learned through this journey. Looking beautiful, I really had nothing, meant really not as much to me. It's like throwing down a penny in an empty well. Being told I was beautiful on the outside, but I know that when someone tells me I'm beautiful on the outside as a result of all the work that I've done, it fills me up like nothing else before.
Wow.
So that's definitely what inspired it, and that's what moved me.
Okay, awesome. And this is good stuff in this book. I was captivated by some of those solutions and tips that you gave in order for a person to see their purpose, and more so because they actually worked. And in a lot of books or guides, they give you this runaround and, use big jargon. And in this book, you were just straight to the point. It was honest and quick, but it still felt like in the book, you weren't really speaking to many, but it almost felt like you were speaking directly to the person reading it. And after I read it, I shared it on social media, and some of my friends felt the same way. So who is this book for, and what type of person do you feel needs a book like this in their life?
So in the past, I say this still relevant to today. I was always talking to the person I used to be, and I wanted to talk to her the way that I like to talk to her. And I didn't want to be, I don't like jargon. I don't want to sound pretend. I don't want to sound like I'm smart or too smart or too good, because to be honest with you, that doesn't relate to the ordinary and extraordinary person we all really are.
Right.
So we are still ordinary people who really want to get the real and want to relate and want to understand what it really takes, why it shouldn't be so far-fetched, because we do have an illusion, a really good solution about what peace is for. And it's not for just Buddha, and it's not for anyone in particular, a monk in Tibet. It's for everyday people. So I guess that's what I was targeting. I was an everyday person, and I feeling soft and confused, and not knowing what was really going to take it from my journey.
I'm sorry we've lost Saba. For some reason, her call dropped. Hopefully she calls us back. But in the meantime, she's going to come back with us, and here she goes. Okay, she's back. Hello?
Yes, hi. It's actually I got, since you got a little disconnected, it's just that again, I'm always just talking to that person. I know that person I used to be is out there. There's all these other books out there. It's what to me, they're always spoke above me, or it's spoke in a way that didn't come from a person like me, you know?
Right.
And it was always trying to find myself in all these great teachers. And I had to become a great teacher to even find myself.
I understand.
So, so that's what it was. Isn't that what you're doing too here? Just speaking and helping people who you used to be and the pain that you want to release.
I mean, right. That's exactly how I am too. So back to the book. I believe that a lot of entrepreneurs and women in general are really scared to live their life on purpose, and that's how you say it in the book. So I want to ask, how can they break through that fear?
So fear, you're going to hear this a lot, especially if you're in self-help personal development. That fear is an illusion. It's false evidence appearing real, and it's so true when you're on the other side. So when you're not, like, if you're in front of a wall, it's like, oh, what are they talking about? This is a wall, or the fear is real. That if I don't do this, I could potentially like death is almost on the other side. And what's strange is that, just to be 100% honest. Fear only means that it's just something you haven't done before. Yeah. And also sometimes a part of it is what society has set into what their ideals of what that is. But I don't know if people really truly notice that not everybody knows everything.
Yeah.
Really mess with society. I mean, in general, human beings, if we broke down everything that's what's wrong with us, we'd find out a lot.
Yeah.
And the point is, I'm trying to make people don't have it all figured out. So whatever you heard before is truly from somebody who hasn't had it figured out. And the person who is fearless is teaching you about fearlessness is because they know what they're talking about. They've been on the other side. They felt they felt their fear. They felt it all and found that it was not real. Yeah. And honestly, it was just fear sometimes it manifests in so many different ways.
And
sometimes fear.
I was just saying I can dig it because, I mean, I also, like many of us, I've had so many ideas and so many things I wanted to do, but I was so intimidated by, I guess, the competition and also of messing up that I became a little scared too. So I do know that fear. I do.
That fear sometimes is honestly, and it's going to sound a little disrespectful, lack of education.
Yeah.
You have to educate yourself on that. You're not a good diploma. I promise you, a diploma ain't never did nothing for me. I'm talking about education. You educate yourself on the background of all the people that you admire.
Oh yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
Because these people don't really come from the background of anything other than them pushing through fear.
Yeah, that's great. That's exactly right. So my next question is, how does a woman trying to find peace, passion, and purpose stay motivated?
Inspiration begets inspiration. The most importantly, I never like the word motivation. It's so funny. You'll hear the opposite. I'm not a motivator, and I'm honestly never motivated. But I am always inspired, and I love it. It's the most effortless way of working, seeing, and being. And how do you stay inspired? You can, of course, engulf yourself in the information. You can always continue to practice. If you continue to practice moving, inspiration actually comes natural because you're clearing up any static, any negativity that can interfere you in your inner source, i.e. God or spirit of the universe. We're always communicating constantly and consciously with the world, and inspiration is just coming. It's just to be inspired. So to allow that spirit even in you to want to drive yourself to do something, you have to continuously cleanse yourself, clear yourself, put yourself in an environment of good music. I think when I listen to the greatest song ever, and that great song doesn't have to be Mozart. It can be, Alicia Keys. It can be long. I used to be inspired over one of her songs, and she's like, this is a masterpiece. This masterpiece, I might not be a songwriter, but that masterpiece, influence just my driver, and I want to create my own masterpiece in my own way. And it could be writing, and it could be some thought or whatever. So yeah, that's what it is. Just keep staying inspired. My inspirational people too.
Wow, awesome. And thank you for clarifying that. And last but not least, what is one piece of advice you can give to a woman who is looking to become an entrepreneur